Cadet First Class Jessie Ticar, Quezon City. For graduating number 1 in the Military President's List of Class 2025, the Presidential Saber is awarded to Cadet First Class Ticar. The award is presented by His Excellency Ferdinand Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines. Cadet First Class Ticar is awarded the academic distinction of summa cum laude for obtaining an academic cumulative grade point average of at least 9.3 and minimum course grade of 8.5 and belonging to the upper 5% of the class. For being the number 1 graduating cadet joining the Philippine Army, the Philippine Army Saber is awarded to Cadet First Class Ticar. The award is presented by Lieutenant General Roy M. Galido, Philippine Army, Commanding General, Philippine Army. For being number 1 in the Military President's List, Cadet First Class Ticar will receive the Joint Military Assistance Group JUSMAG Saber, presented by Colonel Edward R. Evans, U.S. Army, the Chief for JUSMAG Philippines. As the top performing graduate joining the Philippine Army, Cadet First Class Ticar will also receive the Australian Defence Best Overall Performance Award presented by Captain Emma MacDonald Kerr, the Australian Defence Attaché.
Pasalamat po ako sa ganitong okasyon po na narating ng anak ko. Dahil hindi ko po talaga inaasahan sa pagpupursige niya. Siya po naging top 1 ngayon sa PBBM.
Ma'am, hindi pa tayo nagsistart pero yung mata mo iiyak ka na. Bakit po? Ano pong naiisip niyo? Ano pong nalalaman niyo?
Hindi ako sanay po sa ganito na ganun po yung nangyari sa na proud na proud ako sa nangyari sa ngayon. Kaya salamat sa Panginoon dahil ginabayan niya anak ko sa ganitong narating niya po.
Ma'am, nung una po ba hesitant kayo na payagang magsundalo yung anak niyo? Kasi originally engineer yung gusto niyo.
Sa totoo lang po, hindi po. Pero yun po talaga yung talagang gusto niya. Kaya inano lang po na na lang po ko. Dahil na lang sa kanya, sumuporta. Ganun po.
Congratulations po. May sakit daw po si tatay at naging inspiration ng anak ninyo para magpatuloy at magsikap. Ano po ang...
Opo, yung na-stroke po siya. Ilang years na po. Yes po, siguro siya nag-positive na maging po siya, matapos siya po to at naging gusto niyang maging itong success na to. Kaya yun po, inaalay niya rin po sa mga sir. At saka sa kanya kasi yun yung
At this juncture, we shall hear the valedictory address of Cadet First Class Jessie Ticar, Cadet Corps, Armed Forces of the Philippines.
This journey has been filled with challenges and triumphs, and through it all, God's unwavering presence sustained me. To God be all the glory. To the Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines, President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., sir. To the Secretary of National Defense, Honorable Gilberto Teodoro Jr., sir. To the Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines and Philippine National Police. To the Commanding General of the different branches of service. And to our Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy, Vice Admiral Cesar Bernard N. Valencia, sir. Other officers present, honored guests, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to everyone. Today marks a pivotal moment. What began with reception rites, incorporation, and recognition now culminates in graduation. In life, choices shape our destiny, and the paths we walk are defined by the decisions we make. I recall stepping into the military world with little knowledge of its demands. Yet, I chose to embrace it. By God's grace, I made it to the top, inspired and uplifted by the unwavering spirit of Class 2025. The transformation from civilian to soldier is marked by immense challenges. sa bawat gabi ng pagpeplebo, sa bawat utos ng pagkatuto, sa bawat araw na limitado lang ang nasusubo, at sa halos buong araw na pagpapapawis sa pag-iensayo. Lahat ay humubog sa pagkatao ng isang magiting na sundalo. During those times, mistakes were inevitable, but we did not fear them. Instead, we embraced it toward growth and excellence, at kami di nabigo. To all our mentors who imparted knowledge and honed our skills, maraming salamat po sa inyong paggabay sa amin upang marating namin ang tugatog ng tagumpay. A special mention goes to Lieutenant Colonel Malake, my spiritual advisor, whose guidance nurtured my faith throughout this journey. To my family, Ma, Pa, Regine, Kuya Peter, at sa lahat ng mga magulang at kapatid na hindi inalintana ang biyahe, ang init ng araw at pagod para makasama kami. Nagpupugay po kami sa inyo na pinangatawan ng di hadlang ang distansya sa pamilyang nagmamahalan. To the underclass corps, thank you for allowing us to exercise our leadership. I stand before you not only as the top of our class, but a proud graduate of this esteemed institution. Someone who once stood exactly where you are now, struggling, exhausted, tested, yet still holding on. Trust the Academy. Our time to lead the corps has ended. Now it is your time to rise, to lead, and to prove that everything you've endured has prepared you for this very moment. Serve with pride and leave this ground with no regrets, knowing you gave nothing less than your best. And most especially, to my fellow graduates, Mista, congratulations, we made it. To my roommates, Jig Specs Nops, Soms Berkskos, Ars Napi CO Ors, Nyaps Omps, thank you for the camaraderie we shared through. In a world that will try to change us, may we stand firm and be the ones to change the world instead. This is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a new chapter. Though our paths may differ, may we always uphold the value of courage, integrity, and loyalty. To the Filipino people, this is all for you. Ngayong araw ang simula ng pagkilala at pagpapahalaga sa bawat buwis at pagpapakasakit na inilaan ninyo sa amin. Handa na po kaming magsilbi. Handa na po kaming tuparin ang aming sinumpaang pangako. Handang-handa na kaming ipagtanggol ang inang bayan, mga hulugan man ng aming buhay kung ang katumbas nito'y kalayaan ng ating bayan. Mabuhay ang sandatahang lakas ng Pilipinas, tagumpay nating lahat ang aming pagtatapos. Maraming salamat po at magandang araw sa ating lahat.
Ako si, sabihin ang inyong pangalan. Ako si, nang sabihin ang inyong tirahan. Na itinalaga sa katungkulan bilang opisyal ng Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas. Ay taimtim na nanunumpa. Natutuparin kong buong husay at katapatan. Sa abot ng aking kakayahan. Ang mga tungkulin ng aking kasalukuyang katungkulan. At ng iba pang pagkaraan nito'y. Gagampanan ko sa ilalim ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Na aking itataguyod at ipagtatanggol. Ang saligang batas ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Na ako'y tunay na mananalig at tatalima rito. Na susundin ko ang mga batas. Mga utos na ayon sa batas. At mga dekreto na pinaiiral. ng mga sadyang itinakdang may kapangyarihan ng Republika ng Pilipinas at kusa kong babalikatin ang mga pananagutang ito na walang anumang pasubali o hangaring umiwas. Kasiyahan nawa ako ng Diyos. Maraming salamat at binabati ko kayong lahat.
Before we begin, Troop Commander, you will give the command of Tikas Pahinga.
Tikos! Oh! Yan, tanong dyan.
First of all, my warmest congratulations to the Siklab-Laya Class of 2025. You cadets are now full-fledged officers. And as your Commander-in-Chief, I am impressed by your perseverance, strength of will, and dedication to reach this point. We all know your path was not easy. 4 years of discipline, training, hard work, and I'm sure some nights of self-doubt wondering if this was the right choice. But you did not give up, and now you are here, ready to serve the country as new officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Kayo ng Siklab-Laya, sundalong isinilang, nakasangga at lakas ng ating bayan para sa kalayaan. Remember that you carry a name that speaks of fire and of freedom. To be born a comrade, to be made strong for freedom. That is powerful. It is poetic. Ladies and gentlemen, you are a class of many firsts. You are the first group to be trained on Pag-asa Island itself. You also brought the PMA's name to international fora and competitions that boast your organizational military skills, from academic conferences in Palermo, international sailing regattas in Italy, India, amongst others. In every instance, you have proved that the Filipino soldier is ready to face the world with dignity and to show his excellence. But beyond recognition, the most important lesson you carry is the understanding that warfare today goes beyond land, seas, and skies. We have battles that are invisible to radar, ones that take place in cyberspace, in protecting information, in safeguarding the environment, and in helping communities during crises. So physical strength and agility are no longer enough. What we need just as much are your mental sharpnesses and your compassion. Fortunately, your training now includes courses that were once unseen in the military academy. Artificial intelligence, drone operations, strategic thinking, ethical leadership, amongst others. These are all important. But what is also important, and possibly the most important, is your love of country. That is, an officer who knows how to love his or her country despite its flaws in a most sincere way. Our country needs men and women who put their country and others above themselves, who sacrifice for the good of all, and who overcome odds because they believe in the bright future ahead. Isa na pong halimbawa, si Cadet First Class Jessie Ticar, Jr., and ang Valedictorian ng Siklab-Laya at ika-4 na summa cum laude sa kasaysayan ng PMA. Sa pagnanais niyang makatapos ng pag-aaral at mabigyan ng magandang buhay ang kanyang mga magulang, nagsikap siyang maging sundalo. Sa kabila ng mga pagsubok sa buhay, sa kabila ng kahirapan, at sa kabila ng pangungulila sa kanyang pamilya, nagawa pa niyang makuha ang pinakamataas na karangalan sa kanyang klase. At ngayon, may susulat na ni Cadet First Class Ticar Jr. ang bagong kabanata ng kanilang buhay. Nais ko ring pasalamatan at batiin ang inyong mga magulang. Alam kong may panlinlangan sa kanilang puso, ngunit pinili nilang ibahagi kayo sa ating bayan at suportahan ang inyong mga pangarap. It is also noteworthy the fact that 266 graduates today, of that 266, 54 are women. Ang mga kababaihang kadete ng PMA ang patunay na ang tapang, talino at galing ay hindi nakaayon sa kasarian. Naway dumami pa ang mga kababaihang sasali sa hanay ng kasundaluhan. Naway magsilbi kayong inspirasyon sa bawat batang babae nangangarap na magkaroon ng mahalagang papel sa ating bansa. Let us not forget, of course, those who quietly supported and waited outside the battlefields, the parents, the siblings, spouses, the children, the grandparents, and the friends of our graduates. If the child is strong, upright, patriotic, then of course it is because their family and loved ones are so. Ganun po kayo. Sigurado po ako na kayo ang unang nagsanay sa kanilang mga disiplina. Mula sa paghuhugas ng pinggan hanggang sa pagtupi ng kumot. Kung tutusin, siguro bago pa kayo sumabak dito sa PMA, dumaan na kayo sa mas mahigpit at mas mahirap na bootcamp ni nanay at tatay sa bahay. You push them to go further, even in the most difficult moments. You understood that even when they had to cut off contact for weeks or months, you endured the distance and the lulling. In fact, with every award and medal that we give today, there is a corresponding sacrifice from you. Kaya sa inyo rin po ito. Saludo rin po ako sa inyo. This is my prayer to the members of Siklab-Laya. Wherever your duty may take you, may it be in the mountains, in the seas, or communities, serve with dignity, serve with honor, serve with love. And I hope that when you are at your lowest, you will remember that you have your fellow Filipinos who are praying for you and are supporting you and are behind you. You have an entire nation that respects and wholeheartedly believes in you. Kayo ang mga bagong muka ng serbisyo ng kagitingan. Kayo ang bagong Pilipina na may disiplina, may husay, at may pagmamahal sa ating inang bayan. Muli, sa Class of 2025, congratulations at maraming salamat sa pagpili ninyong maninilbihan. Ito ay panata sa bandila, sa bayan, at sa taong bayan. Lastly, in the grand tradition of all commencement exercises of graduating classes of the Philippine Military Academy, I will sign before you the pardon of punishment in observance of the time-honored tradition on this very important day. Mabuhay ang Siklab-Laya! Mabuhay ang Philippine Military Academy! Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas!
The Superintendent PMA will present a memento to our guest of honor and speaker. The General Gregorio Goyong H. Del Pilar statuette symbolizes valor and leadership, held in high regard by the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines. It is a representation of honor accorded to a distinguished recipient whose acts and contributions have made the AFP and the Filipino nation proud. The PMA Cadet Corps jacket is also presented to the President.
The spirit that leads, the spirit that never gives up. This is who they are. They have trained, studied, and absorbed the boundless wisdom of their alma mater, building up to become the unwavering spirit that will soon lead the country. Through endless days of sacrifice and nights of silent struggles, they have been molded in the fires of discipline, honor, and selflessness. For the years to come, their class will be part of the heritage of this gallant institution that has made excellence a way of life. The virtues of courage, integrity, and loyalty have been strongly imprinted into their very being, not as mere words, but as living principles that guide their every thought